but now we get to the video. So again, we're going to watch this. I'll have a couple pauses just for YouTube can mess with stuff for copyrights and stuff like that. It's all fair use, but I don't want to have to argue it. So I'll pause it a couple times just for clarification, and then we will start it over and go back point by point. This was shared by Eddie from the Dean Show. It was an amazing kid proving that Islam is true in 25 seconds. And here he is.
Christian or an atheist, I can prove to you that Islam is the one true religion in 25 seconds. The Quran was revealed 1400 years ago, and it predicted that Islam would become the largest religion, and Islam is now the largest religion in the world. It also predicted that the Romans would beat the Persians in their war, and that did happen.
Hey, we're not responding to this yet, AP. No responding, even with your laughter. Even with your laughter. Okay, back to this young genius. What's up with those glasses, by the way? You gotta get like mine, kid.
Bear with me, okay? Because it also said that we would have iron come from space, and now we know that meteors have iron, and they come to space, and they hit the Earth. It explains perfectly the expansion of the universe, and that it's ever expanding. We found that out just in the last 100 years. Like, these are miracles that you cannot deny. If this wasn't the one...
You cannot deny them, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot deny these miracles. These miracles. This is what he's taught. And guys, keep in mind, you don't have to... As lame and terrible as this is to anyone who's been through this 1,000 times, keep in mind, this is just, Muslims bombarded him with this stuff, and he, instead of looking up what they said, he believed it. And so he's kind of a victim. On the one hand, I mean, you're responsible for your own actions. So if you are not capable of looking this stuff up, that's on you, because this stuff is not hard to find. Usually you just have to look up what the Quran actually says and see how embarrassingly terrible it is. But they don't. They say, it's a miracle. It's, oh my goodness, it's so powerful. All the scientists of the world have agreed on this. And there are just people who go, really? Wow, okay, I want to convert to that. And then they go and repeat it like this. So this is what I mean, guys.
I don't mean any disrespect, but if you believe this kind of stuff, you probably have brain damage or something. Because, seriously, I don't even get it. I usually think that when something like this comes from Muslims, from born Muslims, it is one thing, because it's kind of a cultural thing that restricts them to thinking Islam good and all that, Islam right. But for a Western person, for a Western individual to actually come with these talking points, it's rather embarrassing and borders on being like intellectually incapable. So it's embarrassing, man.
And in the like the 1980s, I mean, it did exist, because the scientific miracles and stuff, they started in like the 70s and so on, but they really took off in the 80s and 90s. Back then, though, the internet's just starting, right? It's hard to look stuff up and find responses. Now, what's your excuse now? And like, dude, anything this guy is saying right now, it would take you 10 seconds to look up and find a refutation of it. It's weird stuff, but let's let him keep going.
True religion, it would not be able to predict these things 1400 years ago. And these last three miracles I'm going to tell you are what really sealed.
So he had the first ones. Now he's got his last three.
Deal for me, proving that Islam is the truth.
Hang on, what did he say?
Tell you are what really sealed the deal for me, proving that Islam.
This is what really sealed the deal for him, ladies and gentlemen. Back it up.
Miracles I'm going to tell you are what really sealed the deal for me, proving that Islam is the truth and all other religions are false. The Quran perfectly explains how we have pain receptors all throughout our skin. It perfectly explains that fingerprints are all different, and it also explains how the human embryo is formed. Now remember, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who the Quran was revealed to, was illiterate and did not know how to read and write, and was severely uneducated.
And
David,
a child molester.
David,
What?
Here's the thing. I will prove to everyone in 10 seconds that Islam is false. And this is like, nobody can deny this. This is just undeniable. This is undeniable proof. I will prove to everyone in just 10 seconds that Islam is false. And in these 10 seconds, these undeniable proofs will just show, and will show that Islam is false. And anyone who still after that believes that Islam is true clearly has a problem with the truth. So here is my proof that Islam is false. In chapter 9 verse 30, the Quran says that the Jews say Ezra is the son of Allah, and Christians say Messiah is the son of Allah. This is clearly not true. Jews don't say Ezra is the son of Allah. There you go.
That's it.
Islam is false.
That's it. And note, AP's case is actually better, because he's right. The Quran does say that. 2, he gave a reference, which this guy doesn't. Unfortunately, I know the references. And 3, it's actually what the Quran says is, in fact, false.
Yep.
And so if the AP,
here's the thing.
what AP just did in 10 seconds is actually a massively better argument than what the kid just gave there so far.
Yeah. And you could now sit down and argue about this and try to explain it. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. In 10 seconds, I've already debunked it. That's it.
Too late. And no one can refute him. Watch what he's about to say. Watch this. Ready?
If someone was uneducated, did not know how to read and write, how would they possibly be able to predict things like that? Even the greatest scientists that we have known in history have not been able to make predictions of that accuracy. And then if you just decide to look at the religion logically, it is clear as day that Islam is the one true religion. You cannot prove me wrong.
Did he
Biltu was
mention
illiterate and did not know.
Okay, so everyone got that, and you can't refute him. It's too powerful. So that's the full video, ladies and gentlemen. This is standard Dawa stuff. This is standard Dawa stuff. Let me see when he actually starts and see if he's actually at 25 seconds.
Romans would beat the Persians in their war, and that did happen. The Quran was revealed 1,400 years
Okay, so it starts at 5 seconds into this video.
ago, and it predicted that Islam would become the largest religion, and Islam is now the largest.
I won't count the stuff that he tacks on at the end, because he's saying, like, how could Muhammad have known this? So he starts at 5 seconds. 25 seconds would be at 30. So let's see if he's done by 30. Or is he still talking?
Miracles that you cannot deny. If this wasn't the one true religion, it would not be able to predict these things 1,400 years ago. And these last 3 miracles I'm going to
Wait, you didn't even get to your last 3, and it's already past 30 seconds. We're past 30 seconds. You said 25 seconds. So I guess he's only counting those first 3 points as his 25 seconds. And then these are bonus arguments, ladies and gentlemen. Bonus arguments. Now, all right, we ready to go through these?
See, of course we are.
I say we go through these, ladies and gentlemen.